Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Wheel of Horror. This is episode 7, I think now. So I just want to thank you guys a lot for showing support in this series. It means a lot to me. But there's no new movies on the list, so let's just spin it and see what we're going to get. And it is extremely evil, shockingly wicked, and vile. So thank you, Brianna, for the suggestion, and let's get to the review. Extremely Evil, Shockingly Wicked, and Vile was released in 2019 on Netflix and was directed by Joe Berlinger. It stars Zac Efron and Lily Collins and is about Kendall, who was the longtime girlfriend of Ted Bundy, and kind of her views of what was happening when her boyfriend was being accused of murder and all of that. So I saw this movie when it first came out, and I really enjoyed it. So when Brianna suggested it, I decided I would watch it again and, see if my thoughts would change. And I know it really doesn't fit in the realm of horror. It's more so thriller. But I did a little exception with this movie because it is about a murderer and some of the things can be a little bit scary to people. As in, like, the idea of this happening to them or something like this happening to someone close to them. So that's kind of why I put an exception with this movie. But on viewing it the second time, I kind of felt the same about it, but also some things I didn't like as much as the first time, which I'll kind of discuss throughout the review. Of course, the best part about this movie is going to be Zac Efron. I mean, he does an amazing job portraying Ted Bundy. He does a good job of portraying him of how he was back in like the 80s and 90s when all this was happening. And they do a good job of recreating some of the scenes and some of like the most famous recordings that people had of Ted Bundy. And Zac Efron does a great job of doing those scenes and making them authentic while also staying true to how they actually happened. Lily Collins, as the girlfriend of Ted Bundy, does a great job too as Kendall. I mean, she has a lot that she deals with during this movie. I mean, people can't even imagine how it must feel to have like your boyfriend accused of murdering women and all this stuff, and it's really cool. I mean, cool is not a good word to describe this, but I mean, it's really they do a great job with her arc throughout the movie and showing how this takes a toll on her, all these accusations on him, and you see her start to become a drinker and she starts smoking cigarettes and how it really ends up affecting her. And she just does a great job of doing this without making it seem fake or doing too much. I feel like Lily Collins does a good job of finding a balance between this realism, between how Kendall would really felt in real life during all this. Other than the acting being top-notch, I mean, the cinematography is beautiful in a lot of shots. I mean, there's nice shots of like Colorado, well, what's supposed to be Colorado. I'm not really sure where they filmed the movie, but I mean, the cinematography is gorgeous. The acting's great. But kind of where I have a few more problems with this movie now is kind of like not the concept, because the concept is really cool, but how that concept is portrayed within the movie. I know a lot of people were worried when this movie was coming up that it would romanticize Ted Bundy, which in a way it does that, but in real life he was romanticized by a lot of women. I mean, a lot of women at the time were like, oh yeah, I wish he would tie me up and stuff like that. I don't know exact quotes, but there's interviews where women were fantasizing him and romanticizing the things that he did.
Turns around, I kind of get that feeling, oh no, he's gonna get me next.
But you're fascinated by him.
Very. Every night when I go to bed, I just, I get very scared. I shut my door and lock him,
I'm not afraid of him. He just doesn't look like the type to kill somebody. You try to imagine yourself in his place and see how he's feeling, looking at the pillows with blood stains and everything.
So I think they do a good job in that aspect. But also, there's a problem with, there was a little bit too much romanticism in a few parts, to where when they show Ted Bundy and some of the decisions that he makes throughout the movie, you don't really understand why he's making those decisions. It's so hard to like explain some of it without spoiling, but it is based off of what really happened with Ted Bundy. They definitely, do their movie magic and interpolate the truth a little bit. But I do want to try to explain the Ted Bundy thing a little bit better, because I feel like before it wasn't that good. So what I was trying to say was, the movie's in the point of view of Kendall, but it will switch sometimes to where Ted Bundy is the main character. And when we're with Kendall, we're always believing Kendall, where, you know, she doesn't see anything wrong with him, and as an audience member, we don't see anything wrong with him because we see all the good things. But at points, it'll switch to Ted Bundy and certain things happening to him, and he makes questionable decisions in those times, and it's confusing to an audience member to why these things are happening to him. So I feel like they should have done a better job of showing a little bit more of the wicked side of Ted Bundy without Kendall really knowing. And I know, since it's in the point of view of Kendall, we want to see all those good things, which when they do show they're really nice scenes and they do a good job. But I feel like they should have shown a little bit more wickedness to the character of Ted Bundy. Like, I don't mean him, like, literally showing him murdering girls and stuff like that, but you could show him, like, in his flirtatious nature towards girls, or how he would treat them and stuff like that. So when they're trying to tell us all this stuff and we're kind of not believing it, and then when they switch to these scenes where they just show these weird things with Ted Bundy where they don't really make sense in contact, I feel like they should have inserted some more scenes of him being a little bit more wicked, as the movie title. But really, that's my only issue with the movie. I mean, the acting is phenomenal, the cinematography is great, the concept is great. I feel like they should have just done a better job of showing the evil of Ted Bundy. Overall, I'd give this movie a 7.5 out of 10. And I would recommend it. It's a really good movie. I mean, it's Zac Efron, so you're going to enjoy it no matter what. And the ending is really great, so I'm not going to spoil it. Great ending. So, yeah. So thank you everyone for watching. If you disagree with what I said, you know, leave it down in the comments what you believe. I already know that this is going to cause a little bit of controversy, but the movie caused controversy when it came out because a lot of people thought it was romanticized too much, which I don't believe that it was fully romanticized too much. I feel like certain scenes, it was a little bit too much, but yeah, so, you know, leave it down in the comments what you thought of it, and let's flash forward to the next review.